Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Desiree DeMars. It is August 26, 2023, and this reading is going to be based on the fact that we're having a full moon, a Pisces blue full supermoon coming up on the 30th. So you can check your exact timing depending on where you live. But I want to read a couple things, just a little note that I took about this full moon. Not only because it's a full moon, a super full moon is designating the fact that the moon is incredibly close to the Earth, so it'll appear bigger in the sky. And the full moon being in Pisces, we know Pisces are very intuitive. We know it has a lot to do with the emotions, the water, um, it's the fish. And so just taking all that symbology into consideration, with this super blue moon, it promises to bring forward psychic insights and sudden revelations. That was just the main point I wanted to share. So if you have been, if you've had questions, you've had an inquiry about something that's deeply emotional for you or has to do with, let's say, a relationship, or a subject or an inquiry that's of deep has deep emotional impact on you or for you, you may be getting some incredibly deep insight. Or let's say it's a time that you're wanting to really go deeply in your meditations, in your spiritual practices, and it would be a perfect time to really tune in to the answer or the reflection coming from a deep heart space from within. So let's dive right in. And if you'd like to join me in this invocation, I try to keep it short, but I like to activate the toroidal field, and which allows us then to be in more of a theta state. I use the rattling at the end, and then that in turn allows for, again, this tapping into a deeply intuitive or deeply psychic place, with whatever the specifics are about your question, your inquiry today. So taking a few deep breaths in through the nose if you can, and exhaling through the mouth so that you can relax the jaw, the head, the neck, and the shoulders. And then visualizing a brilliant white light coming down from the heavens and anchoring you all the way down to the center of the earth. This light is always there, but we are becoming more attuned, more aware of the frequency of it, the energy field surrounding it. So feeling that brilliant white light coming through you, grounding you or anchoring you down to the center of the earth, into the Pachamama, the energy of the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine. And then when you feel that anchoring, just allow the energy naturally to flow back up, and then begin to activate your toroidal field. That connection with the core of the earth, as I always say, is awakening that base chakra within you, that first chakra, the color red, the hemoglobin in your blood, this life force that connects us to the earth through her iron molten core. So feeling that activation actually triggering all of the other chakras, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white, again, spilling out like a fountain. And imagine that in 3D, this toroidal field is continuously and infinitely moving and flowing and regenerating itself and whatever is surrounding it, and it is within. So feel that mechanism of the toroidal field activating this energy flow within you and without you. And we are also activating the emotions, right, of these chakras, which are joy, peace, and strength, courage, gratitude, humility, and divine love. So you begin to imagine this field and the fact that you are the field, you are the consciousness that is, I don't want to say controlling, but is in command or guiding this energy flow in the way that you would like to see it. And so imagine those emotions, those higher frequencies guiding you to the place energetically that will draw in the level of wisdom and information that you're truly, truly looking for in this incredibly psychic time during this Pisces super blue full moon. What a beautiful vision. So just let yourself bask in that vision for a moment, feeling the field expanding. And then imagine within that central core that you've opened or activated, feel a golden light now flowing all the way through. I just feel like a tingling immediately in my head. That golden light, that brilliant heart coherence being activated between the heart and the head. And then naturally allowing your intention with this invocation being activated or activating the I am principle. Your intention, I, A, for attention, continuing to use the breath to focus your intention, putting your attention on whatever it is that's most heartfelt inquiry, question, or just a beingness. If you want to just be fully in receiving mode, you can just imagine that. That's A. And then the M is the movement. Even though you're focusing your attention on something, you're allowing flow to continue because it's the great mystery, right? It is what we are within. We're in that container of the holo movement of all things, of everything being connected and everything living and breathing together. The good and the bad, right? The positive and the negative, all of it. The wholeness of who we truly are when we're in these higher states of love, these higher states of gratitude, humility, right? And divine love, unconditional love. So feel yourself just basking in that of who you truly are, as you just allow something to come to the surface for you that you would like to focus your intention on when we are receiving this information, or that I'm receiving this information through these sacred symbols, and then you're receiving them through my words, the channeling of my words. So I'm going to rattle a few seconds and just again allow that alpha theta state, that inner peace, that place of deep inner peace and that great mystery in the superconscious. Allow that to come more to the forefront for you. And then let's call in, as we create this sacred space, all of the directions: the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. Come and be with us. Come and be with us as we create this sacred circle for the beauty and the truth to come through the reading, through these sacred symbols, through our ancestors. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of the elementals: earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, and gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us as we sit together in the sacred circle as co-creators. Come and be with us. Come and be with us, all of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, loved ones, the seen, the unseen, the magical, the mystical, the everyday, right? The everyday moments and awarenesses. Imagine all of that being activated here. The two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged, the winged ones, the finned ones, the creepy crawlers. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Guide us. Bring us clarity. Bring us a heightened sense of psychic intuition. Come and be with us, all of our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended and are now here side by side with us, creating this experience on for the benefit of not only us, but all those we come in contact with, our entire family lineage, from the past to the present and into the future. And to all those whose names we may not know, but whose blood runs through our veins, come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit in the sacred circle, co-creators, aligned in this higher frequency of divine love. Show us, speak to us, teach us. May we take in this wisdom, this prosperity, this abundance, this guidance with ease and grace, and may we share it simply by our presence with all those we come in contact with. In full faith, so be it. Oh. So I am going to have you blow into the basket with me 3 times. Allowing your field of energy to mingle with the symbols. Knowing that we are guided and protected. In fact, you can call in any of your guides, angels, or teachers who are for the benefit of the power and protection of you in receiving, you being clear and clean about what is yours and what is mine, so that what is mine, what is yours, and so be it for all of our ancestors and any of those conscious spirits that are coming in to work with us today during this reading. So we are now going to throw the bones. And to do that, I'm going to shift to the overhead camera. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. It looks pretty centered here, so let's dive right in. Interestingly enough, I don't have my usual board, so forgive me, I'm going to have to point this out and then back out, but we have the shaman here on the outside, kind of looking in, facing the read today. And we also have, which I'm not going to be able, I will grab it and show you, is we've got our second chakra here, this creation point. And then we also have the heart chakra, which, let me pull this over, heart chakra. So heart, second and third, which is really interesting. Let me see if I can bring that up, third chakra. So we've really got this idea of power, personal power activation aligned with the heart, and that source of our own creation, or of us being creators. So let me get that dead center there. And then I'll pull the camera up to show you a little bit better detail, but I'm going to try to focus on the center of the reading. It's an interesting spread this time. It's a really nice, even spacing between a lot of pieces, then of course with highlights. And one of the first pieces that we always look at is this piece of coral here, which is representing the inquiry. And right at the mouth of the inquiry, or the raised hands, or the open hands, we have Mercury. So it's like, it's about communication, right? We have the great ones on your father's side, a young adult on your mother's side, and your father right here. So that's an interesting little configuration. Then here is mother and a young adult on your father's side. So that's an interesting mirroring. We're having lots of mirroring right off the bat here. Mother, father, young adult. So it could be you as a young adult, or it could be somebody else in your family, a loved one, a relative, a brother, sister. Could be a cousin, I would say, but a young adult in your life. It could be an extended person in your family if you grew up with an extended family, and many of us did. But what I also want to say about the inquiry being right here, I just love the way the camera picks this up, is we've got something that's a little fuzzy or a little hidden, right? One aspect of it, and that has to do with bear claw. So it's about some kind of this connection to your heart. This is the drum, and this little claw is a bear claw. So it's about this, sometimes when we're taking time, or we're in a meditation, if things are a little foggy for us or a little hidden, I believe this is kind of what's going to be exposed during this full moon. And let me see where that little moon symbol is. And, just like we said earlier, this is Jupiter. So somebody else, the other, a partner, somebody you have relationship with, is going to be a major influence within this theme of the reading, of the energy, of the super blue full moon. And it's going to have something to do with power, your own power, something to do with something much greater. This is Pluto. And something about cutting away or releasing something that has possibly not supported, let's say, or something that hasn't, that's something that no longer serves you. Let's put it that way. That no longer serves you as far as being in a divine relationship with the feminine, or the feminine within yourself, right? Your own feminine energies. So there's something about embracing, and it's a collective kind of time for taking a leap of faith. Here's the divine feminine herself, and she's right next to a small piece of deer toe, deer. So the energy of deer, the innocence of deer, which is so sweet. I was playing with the dog in the front yard the other day, and all of a sudden I looked up, and there was this beautiful doe and her baby. And it was, wasn't like a newborn fawn, but it was tiny because its ears were huge. Both of them had huge ears. And this here is about, so deer, the innocence, that the deer kind of walks in two worlds, right? Here it is in the world of people, and then yet it can go off after it finds its grass or its food, and it just sits in silence and chews. They're like cows, right? They chew their cud. Deer do the same thing. So it's about digesting. This whole idea that I said here about the internal expression of introspection. Introspection about the feminine within, the feminine that needs to be healed and come around full circle as a collective for all of us, right? And then this shell is a pointer, and it's pointing right into, this is so right on. I mean, you can't make this up. Here, this piece of shell, this nautilus, is the Piscean energy, right? The water. And then we have an ancient one on the masculine side, the men on your father's side, the ancient men on your father's side. So it's time, like the ancient ones are really supporting this diving in, this depth of emotion, this depth of understanding. And then here is the crown chakra. The crown is open. The crown, the information that's coming through your crown chakra at this time is powerful, and it has to do with um, um, being able to be provided for. This is buffalo tooth. Buffalo is about provisions, right? What it provides, all that it provides, the multiplicity of what nature and the feminine provides, right? It provides sustainability and life evolving, life moving forward. And this shell, that's a little bit at an angle and it's kind of wiped out a little bit by the sunlight coming through. It's about, the reception or the receiving. That's what this is about. It's internal. It's about an internal message that you're getting that has to do with the sacred, right? Like a ceremony, like creating ceremonies in your life, the importance of ceremony. And then again, I pointed out right away, early there at the beginning of the reading, that this has to do with a communication that's coming in, right? That's Mercury. So here we have introspection. That's exactly what I was saying. So as we move around this outer rim here of the central diamond, I'll try to get that more centered. There we go. That's where we come into Father. There's something key here about your spiritual path right now. And here I was looking for moon. So we have Venus, Uranus, Neptune. That's an interesting configuration. Venus, Uranus, Neptune. So something sudden and unexpected. Something will just pop into your awareness. It will come from the deep, hidden sources that we may not usually pay attention to or take enough time to tap into. And Venus, it'll be about truth, love, and beauty, maybe abundance, maybe about finances, or maybe about community, because we have elk here, elkhorn, and that is about the cohesiveness of community. So as much as you can draw on community, because community is what really is sacred, right? Community is what we are all connected to, and we are part of a greater community, which come directly opposite. I was noticing on this side of the inquiry, we've got protection. I tapped into a little bit here about Pachamama and the ancient ones, the ancient men on your father's side. But, if you're feeling like you have a fork in the road, fear not. I mean, you can make a choice either way. Things are wide open as long as you are committed and connected to this divine, the intertwining, or it's like a self marriage, right? Like the heart, the sacred union with your own heart. And that, my friends, has everything to do with the star nations. This is your ultimate community, right? This community of light, of frequency from where you originally came. And this truly is the mother, right? That starlight is the mother of us all. And that is our foundation. It is also having to do with our work in the world. Ultimately, aside from our job, we're talking about our work as a spiritual light, as a sovereign spirit or soldier of light that is here at this time to bring this information through. We are the channels, and it's all about this transfiguration that we're having. I don't know if you can see this little brassy golden piece here. It's actually horse, and horse is, saying there's this transfiguration that's bridging, it's like from where we came from with the mother, where we're headed to with grand father. This is interesting. Grandfather, mother and her father. This connection of masculine and feminine through this transfiguration that we're going through, this transformation that we're all feeling, and being really grounded in that. That story, whatever it is for you, is what is your grounding. It's your foundation. So it's important just to know that, right? Just to know the value and the meaning of that story in your life. So that is beautiful. So, it's going to be, we might feel like we're swimming in a sea of emotions, which we will be. And knowing that our DNA is changing and shifting at this very moment. This is an interesting little configuration. As I move around the circle, then what I'm seeing here is this blueprint that we came in with. Yes, this idea of the sacredness of it is all about being tuned in and tapped into your superconscious and the great mystery. What is kind of hidden or locked is not much. There are just some small pieces. It's some kind of deep karmic pattern that is the grandparents. Look at that. Grandmother, grandmother on your mother's side, grandmother on your father's side, grandfather, grandmother, the two grandmothers, and the grandfather on your father's side. Now remember, I mentioned grandmother over here on your mother's side around this idea of transfiguration. And here we have grandfather nestled in, this is fascinating, around the moon. Yeah, the dark side of the moon. It's like there's some kind of information coming forward for us that has to do with the emotions, the moon, right? And there's movement. So it's all about this masculine energy. What has been hidden about it? Maybe it's the hidden wound, right? It's for sure what it is the medicine. It's the medicine that you need right now to help you take this leap of evolution. And the way to fuel that leap, fuel the energy of taking a leap forward in your life right now this is all about passion. It's like the time is now. It's really interesting. We have both timekeepers. I've never seen them this way, side by side, both facing down. So it's like as if you're going to feel a big aha, something coming in. You're going to get it at some point. It's going to come through your body, through the emotions. You're going to feel it through the emotions. And look at this, the mind, this crystal is resting on the back of eagle condor. So it's going to come in like something feels like it's going to just swoop right in. And what it's going to feel like is something that is not yet created. So it's like a birth or a rebirth, a birthing of something new. And then here's deer toe. Again, we have a large deer toe here, this innocence, this aspect of your own innocence, which will guide you to exactly where you need to go. As long as you trust your feeling, trust your gut feeling, trust what you just feel joy and passion about, and that will lead you in the right direction. Oh, that is gorgeous. So yeah, allow the movement to take you. This aspect of like a rebirth, this is fascinating too. I've never seen this. We have this little abalone cross, which is representing the field of energy above the crown of the head, this divine nature of insight coming in and bringing you this sense of rebirth. And also a blessing with the home, a blessing with your house, a blessing within your house. Here are the great ones on your mother's side. Think of any ancestors on your mother's side, the greats, the great great greats, and the great great greats. They are all here really supporting you in this aspect of like soul retrieval, really retrieving a part of yourself, owning a part of yourself. The return of that personal power of the self, something about who you truly are. And this, my friends, then is you. We have Saturn, thank goodness, a little more on the outside. It's been a lot in the inside lately. Now it's on the outside. We have the eye of God. So your insight, your intuition, your understanding can be very clear right now. Um, let's see. Yep, and it's something definitely relating to the earth or to prosperity, to abundance here on earth. And, make a wish. This is a beautiful time to make a wish. This is the wish coin. So wish for what you would like and you shall receive, right? So that's kind of the full circle of energy here. And then what I want to focus on at this interior aspect is more about this DNA, the change in our DNA. Again, this idea of prosperity and calling in, really asking for what it is you want, right? Asking for what you want. This energy also of Mars, of like moving forward, moving toward it, keeping that hollow movement, like I said, activating that within you. When you have clarity, then take action. And by taking the action, speaking your truth, here's an amplification of the sun. The sun, that passion is like the sun, right? That passion that we can feel. The passion fuels the action to move forward. And what's really beautiful is we have the women, the ancient women, the ancient ancestors on your father's side. So it's like all this masculine energy is giving us the fuel, giving us the inspiration, giving us the impetus to move forward and take action toward the new, toward what we want to transfigure into, transform us through, interestingly enough, the words that we're speaking and the way that we're seeing. Here we have throat and third eye chakra. And this smaller nautilus is about this idea of raising our frequency. So by allowing these chakras to be more open and receptive, we are raising our frequency, and then especially powerful when we speak our truth. And this is a pointer just pointing right back at it. So it's almost like I see a figure 8 here of just how that is eternal. The truth speaks eternal, and it helps propel us forward in this evolutionary process of a new vision, right? The vision of a new world. Yes, and we have the fire to do it right now. And speaking of fire, I'm on the West Coast now, and everything is on fire. It's so intense. We've been getting a lot of smoke, and it's really sad to see that happen, but I am just trusting that some aspect of this phenomena, it's like we all know the truth is these forest fires are needing to happen to burn off the old, right, and initiate us into the new and to transform the planet. It's heartbreaking at the same time, because we're having like a sixth mass extinction. It's just going to be a completely different world than we knew before. So with that, my friends, I'm going to end the reading, and I'm going to shift back over to the camera in the computer. To complete our circle, I'd like to just rattle again for a few seconds to sit in gratitude and appreciation for all that was received. In full faith, so be it. Aho. Thank you for joining me.